Success begins in the mind. Throughout history, visionaries and entrepreneurs have proven that our mindset shapes our reality. But why do some people thrive while others remain stuck? This story reveals a transformative principle that changed one person's entire life. Stay until the end to discover this powerful lesson. At a crowded train station, a man made his living by asking travelers for spare change. Day after day, he approached passengers as they waited on the platform. One afternoon, he saw an elegantly dressed executive arrive at the station. Noticing the man's refined appearance and confident demeanor, he thought, "This person must be wealthy. Perhaps he'll be generous." He approached with an outstretched palm. But the executive paused and asked an unexpected question. "Do you only receive from others? Have you ever considered what you might offer in return?" The question caught him completely off guard. No one had ever asked him this before. "I survive on charity," he responded. "I have nothing of value to share." The executive replied thoughtfully, "If you believe you have nothing to offer, then perhaps you shouldn't expect others to give freely. I work in business. I understand transactions. If you provide something of value, I can reciprocate. But without an exchange, I have nothing to offer you." With that, the executive boarded his train. The man stood frozen, replaying those words. "All these years, no one has ever challenged me like this. He wasn't cruel, he was honest. Why should anyone give me something if I offer nothing in return?" For the first time, he understood why his daily earnings were so meager. He provided no value. That night, he couldn't sleep. What could I possibly offer? I have no resources, no skills, no merchandise. But the executive's words kept returning. To receive, you must first give. 2 days passed without him asking for money. He was consumed by this new idea. On the 3rd day, he noticed wildflowers growing beside the railway tracks. Their bright petals gave him an inspiration. What if I gave something in exchange? What if I offered a flower to everyone who gives me a coin? He gathered several flowers and returned to his spot. When someone gave him money, he smiled and presented them with a flower. The response was remarkable. People accepted the flowers warmly. Many smiled back and thanked him. As days went by, something extraordinary happened. His earnings increased significantly, but he noticed a pattern. When he had flowers, people gave generously. When his flowers ran out, donations dropped. People want to receive something for what they give, he realized. One day, while exchanging flowers for coins, he spotted the executive again boarding a train. He rushed over. "Sir, today I have something to offer. If you give me money, I'll give you flowers in exchange." The executive smiled, handed him payment, and accepted several flowers. "You've learned the principle of value exchange. Today, you're no longer someone asking for charity. You're an entrepreneur." As the train departed, the man stood watching, a new thought forming. Am I truly an entrepreneur? He reflected deeply. Then clarity struck. I understand now. I'm not accepting charity. I'm conducting trade. People pay for the flowers I provide. I have a legitimate business. With renewed purpose, he made a decision that would change everything. He left the train station that day, determined never to return as someone asking for handouts. 6 months later, at the same train station, 2 professionally dressed individuals met on the platform. They shook hands. "Have we met before?" one asked. The other smiled. "Yes, twice, both times on this platform." Recognition dawned on the first man's face. "You're the person I refused charity to, and later, I purchased flowers from you." "Exactly," the other replied. "But today, I'm the owner of a thriving floral enterprise. I'm traveling to expand into new markets." The executive was amazed. "That's incredible. What changed?" "You taught me a fundamental truth. We receive in proportion to what we give." That day, I realized I wasn't someone dependent on charity. I was an entrepreneur who hadn't recognized my own potential. I just needed to see myself differently. They shook hands again, now as peers. then boarded their separate trains toward their respective destinations. Our lives are shaped by our self-perception. If you see yourself as limited, you'll remain limited. But when you recognize your inherent potential, you can achieve remarkable things. Don't restrict yourself. See yourself as capable, resourceful, and successful. When you transform your thoughts, you transform your future. What did this story teach you? Share your thoughts below and inspire others with this message.